Now, we have officially entered what is going to be, when we look back at it, one of the most pivotal times we ever see in rap music, because with Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance almost being here, we are now on the brink of witnessing so much that is ultimately going to progress hip-hop and bring it to places that we really don't even understand yet. But what we do know for sure is that at the center of everything surrounding Kendrick and the Super Bowl and what's about to happen is, of course, the question that everybody is asking right now, which is if Kendrick Lamar will be performing the song that Drake is now trying to just erase altogether from everything and Not Like Us. And now, while all of Drake's recent moves in some way have been an effort to try and scare the NFL and everything that goes into the Super Bowl from playing a song that he is trying to say has done so much to his career, as we are coming closer to everything, it is becoming more clear than ever that Kendrick Lamar is going to be performing what many are calling the greatest diss track of all time at the single biggest event of the year. And now, before we go any further into why this is, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with Kendrick Lamar, after Drake fans and those sad people over at OVO were trying to push the narrative already that because of what Drake is now saying about Not Like Us, that the record won't be played at the halftime show, and that the NFL altogether is now trying to avoid even spreading the word any further about Kendrick's performance becoming an almost even bigger event than the actual game at this point, this laughable line of lies that OVO has been trying to make to save Drake's image before we see something happen like never before has now failed, as of course, the second trailer for Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance came out, and once again, just with less than 30 seconds to excite people even more for what is really going to be one of the greatest nights we will all ever see in not just rap, but all of music at this point. That's how high the stakes are. Kendrick put so much effort into this trailer when he was even doing something like announcing that SZA was going to be a special guest.
So apparently, there are more Easter eggs in that commercial than what I thought it was. So that's what I'm here for, right? So we're going to see what Easter eggs I missed during that scene.
Which now, before we go any further, with the fact that this beef started with Drake telling Kendrick that SZA has him wiped down, and now she is coming out as a supporting act for Kendrick on a stage that Drake has never been able to even get on, is just so hilarious, and once again is making Drake's disses age even worse than ever. But with this moment, which has just made one of the best visuals in all of Kendrick Lamar's catalog, with such small details as the Gatorade being blue. That was the color when Kendrick's hometown won the Super Bowl in their hometown, and that was also, of course, the same Super Bowl where Kendrick was a part of Dr. Dre's ensemble, which just shows how even with small details in the trailer, he is already doing what he does best, and is connecting and showing that this performance will seemingly be built on the standout moment he had there, and is also doubling down on the fact that the West Coast is doing nothing but winning in hip-hop, and now beyond parallels like these in this trailer. And this is what's so funny about Kendrick, because despite people always trying to say he is so serious and boring, he really does have a great sense of humor when you just pick up on how he is always trolling his competitors, and specifically in this trailer, as Kendrick talks about how the field that the Super Bowl is played on is even bigger than you would think. This is just a little way of once again poking fun at Drake and J. Cole for their biggest the Super Bowl lyrics, and I think it's also Kendrick doubling down on the fact that he is the bigger artist and better performer between him and Drake, as between the Super Bowl and his stadium tour. No matter how you want to put it, Kendrick is playing in way bigger venues than Drake ever has, as he has never moved past arenas even after all these years. And now, even when it comes to the poster they released of Kendrick Lamar wearing all purple for this halftime show, this color choice and style seems to be him nodding to none other than who many say has the greatest Super Bowl halftime performance.
Prince. I get it. Michael Jackson, Prince. Didn't even think about that. Duh.
Of all time at this point, and of course none other than Prince. And once again, just like Kendrick playing with Drake and Cole's Super Bowl lyrics, which between that and Drake's MJ claims from the same record really started this entire beef in the first place, just having this nod to Prince after of course everything Kendrick said all the way back on Like That just seems like his way of bringing things full circle once again. But now, beyond the fun Kendrick is having by just celebrating his victory and all of the accomplishments he has earned after proving that he is the best rapper of this entire era, and it's not even close, what's also becoming clear about the Super Bowl is now that with Drake and everything he has tried to do and say about Not Like Us as a whole, there is really a bigger moment at hand here than just Kendrick Lamar going through some of his greatest hits, because seemingly with the ridiculous claims Drake is making about the record and with the narratives he is trying to push across, beyond so many other laughable claims, Drake is trying to say that this record isn't just as big as we all think it is, but also that the song was designed and used by a larger group of people than just Kendrick to end his career purposefully within a way like we have never witnessed. And again, by waiting to make all of this noise geared towards Not Like Us weeks before Kendrick has such an important moment, looking at everything now, the timing of this really obviously seems like a way for Drake to try and get the plan for the Super Bowl to change last minute and do whatever he can to both ruin Kendrick's big night and protect his image from having Not Like Us be played to hundreds of millions of people. But now, what I don't think Drake realizes is that despite all of the controversy he has stirred up and all the problems his claims are now directly causing, to everyone from the NFL to just casual listeners in general, besides the corner of people who are just supporting Drake and whatever he does no matter what Drake is doing currently has done nothing to help his image and this whole narrative he is trying to push. And beyond just that, it has definitely not done a single thing to make anything worse for Kendrick Lamar, as again, in anticipation for this performance, his numbers across all platforms are only going up, and songs of his including Not Like Us, Luther, Squabble Up, and TV Off are all continuing to perform at the top of the hip-hop charts altogether, with a record like Not Like Us only getting more popular every time Drake complains about it. And so now, really, with the reaction and reception to Drake's actions, with them only really making Kendrick look greater from this whole thing somehow, and on top of this, also in this time where we have learned that Drake's downfall has been as bad as we have all witnessed because of how he treats other people as well, when it comes to trying to get the NFL to change what has been the biggest event in not just all of sports, but really it is the most watched cultural event that we have, Drake's claims and his little OVO clothing line with the NFL teams are not going to help him, because between everything and all of the planning that goes into the Super Bowl, and even beyond that, where Drake stands with someone like Jay at this point, who he has also kept dissing by doing such things as posting a picture of Beyonce's sister Solange on his Instagram story from the night she went off on Jay. Again, and I don't know when he is going to realize this, Drake has been messing with the wrong people who, at the end of this all, if he were to get anything changed, they would be the ones to help him out. But because of all of his choices which have led him to the point he is is at now, and also the fact that Kendrick Lamar got this halftime show, and between Jay being the one who picked him to Kendrick being the person we all know he is, which of course means that he is not going to back down on getting across the message he wants to send here. I got bad news for Drake, his stans, and OVO, but Not Like Us is going to play at the Super Bowl, and beyond Kendrick, I think their label even wants this to happen as well at this point, because when Kendrick does play the song, and of course, it will be a clean version of the record, so a lot of things won't be able to be said and of themselves. Just from the beat, what Kendrick does say, and of course the reaction that comes from the crowd, and of course whatever they say, while it may not be heard from our couches, it will certainly be heard in the videos that are taken from people who are actually there. Overall, no matter what part of the song Kendrick does and where he goes, which I'd assume he is going to do some sort of an intro with a hook and at least a part of the first verse, when Not Like Us does play, Drake's career will finally be beyond any sort of a comeback for good after this, because not just is this diss song that's about him playing, and that is of course not a good look, but because of how Drake has now reacted and shown that this song has really gotten to him. And of course this has made him go as far as ruin his entire legacy and try to diminish this song's impact, but really it's only helping that and making his image look way worse. Everything we have been seeing and all Drake has done is really just leading now to the worst point we are ever going to see in not just his career, but maybe in any rappers ever, in terms of them just ruining their legacy, because really from his reputation to hip-hop to even what he is trying to prove currently, with Not Like Us playing and once again just seeing how many genuine and real reactions this song is going to create, once and for all, at least the claims about this song being pushed will be proven to be the furthest thing from the truth. And for Drake's situation currently, while there is still a lot else he is trying to prove, with everything that's at stake and with what Kendrick Lamar is trying to pull off, beyond his performance being a display for hip-hop music that we have never quite seen before, because even compared to the Dre halftime show, instead of having a performance that besides from Kendrick is showing how great of a legacy hip-hop has had, Kendrick, SZA, and whoever else may be performing are going to show how great hip-hop is now, and what it has to say in the future will be to people, and something like this can end up growing the genre to heights that we have really never seen. And all while doing this for Drake, his worst nightmare is going to come true, because the record that has ended his career is going to become bigger than it ever has, and now really for all of these reasons and so much more that we don't know yet, not just is this Super Bowl performance going to be one of the most exciting things that we ever see as hip-hop fans, but it also just has the potential to change the future of everything as we know it. And so now with all this said, let me know.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't catch on to that purple. This was Kendrick Lamar's like promo picture for the whole purple thing, which definitely references Prince, right? So nice little Easter eggs. Let's see, is there any more Easter eggs? We got SZA, right?
What's up with it? Yeah, everything's smooth. I'm on the field right now. Yeah.
Oh, and a lot of people are saying that this is 30 for 30, right? 30 for 30, 30-yard line, 10 plus 20 is 30, and then SZA comes out, so that's why, you know, they may be performing 30 for 30 song.
You know, same old, keeping the body in motion, getting that wind up. You know, this field a lot bigger than what people think, so that's a must. Exactly. Now, I've been thinking about a guest performance.
Kendrick Lamar just dropped the second trailer for his Super Bowl halftime show featuring SZA that will be airing on February 9th in New Orleans. Even though the trailer is only 30 seconds, there are a lot of Easter eggs that he conveys in this teaser. In this video, I will be explaining all the hidden messages in this trailer. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video where I reveal on September 8th, he will release his first official announcement in a video of him in front of the American flag. In this 1-minute video, you can see Kendrick on the Jugs football machine launching 6 footballs to an individual off camera. A key takeaway from that announcement, he will go on to say,
"You know, it's only one opportunity to win the championship. No round twos. Let's get it."
Which is an evident jab to Drake, in which he posted a clip on his Instagram of the former NBA player Rasheed Wallace saying, "Win game 2.
Yeah. We know that already. Let's skip to the second part. All right.
Before, Kendrick launches the ball 6 times in the Hey Now track by saying,
"You know the last one figure, he was Magneto. You play God, you won't get what you asked for."
Also, I want you to keep this specific track in mind because this will also reveal a lot more towards the end of this video. You know what I'm saying? Just be patient. Just relax, be patient. Trust me, it's gonna come full circle. Just, all right? Now, fast forward to January 24th, Kendrick released the second trailer / announcement. In this trailer, he reveals a few key Easter eggs. At the start, we get an overhead shot of Kendrick wearing a blue fitted cap and Letterman jacket, talking on the phone right near the 30-yard line. To me, it seems like they are referencing the song 30 for 30, which is a track off of SZA's deluxe edition of her SOS album. And oh, what a coincidence. The trailer happens to be how long? That's right, 30 seconds. Now for the first 17 seconds, at the top you can see people marching on the field in a militant fashion. This has many meanings. Number 1, this could be Kendrick's way of telling the whole music industry and rap game that he's continuing to bring the West Coast together and unifying all the cultures. Similar to what he did at the Pop Out show back in June and the Latin community together celebrating the area. Make sure you click on one of the cards that I'm Also, the announcement cover art shows Kendrick wearing purple. What 2 colors mixed together gives you purple? Blue and red, Bloods and Crips. Hey man, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a whole bunch of hood niggas
And Prince. No, I would say this is more about Prince. I don't think this This could do a lot about blue and red, but I don't think you're gonna see a whole bunch of hood niggas at the Super Bowl.
Bunch of hood niggas, Hoover stomping, Crip walking, and blood walking all over the damn stage. And number 2, he could be hinting that another Southern California artist will be joining them on the nation's biggest stage. Now, towards the beginning of this video, I told you to keep a specific song in mind. Do you remember? The second half of the trailer, you can see SZA approaching K-Dot and proceeds to dump what I'm assuming is blue Gatorade, blue referencing the Crips. Also, a head coach being dunked had always been a tradition in football whenever a team wins a championship. Kendrick could be saying that he is the true champion of this genre called hip-hop that we all love. And we can all agree, besides all the Drake nut huggers, that Lamar is the king of this rap shit right now. Now, during the slow-mo shot of him getting dunked, the specific track that I mentioned before is a song called Hey Now. And notice how the only part of the song being played during the shot is when Kendrick says, which is the 4th studio album. So we could expect him to perform hits like Element, Humble, shit. He may even fuck around and bring Rihanna out just to perform Loyalty. Now it's important to remember the Hey Now track for another reason, because the people that were marching at the start of the trailer is a nod to who? Tyler, the Creator. Tyler also released a trailer for his critically acclaimed album, Chromacopia, where a bunch of guys were marching out of a container. And I'm sure that he'll be performing alongside Kendrick and SZA, because on Christmas of last year, he would release a...
That would be dope if Tyler and Kendrick Lamar perform Hey Now. Like, you know, Tyler does his first part and then Kendrick does his second part. That'll be dope.
Freestyle called That Guy. And what beat did he decide to use? At this point, it should be obvious.
Hey now, say now, I'm all about them bands. Shit I'm on, but you wouldn't understand.
All in all, I'm excited to see what Kendrick has to offer.
Hey, that's dope right there. So there goes some more Easter eggs, man. Y'all leave a comment down below. It's your boy DMD signing out. Peace.